we can jump into this Q&A. We got a few questions, but feel free while we do this Q&A to type up your questions. We got somebody here and ready to see and like, you know, these questions, and we gonna answer your questions. So yay. Haha. Oh my god, hey Marissa, how you doing, girl? Come on in. We can
Yo.
Come on, lag.
Come on, lag. You gotta put your headphones in.
I'm living. Come on, lag. I'm living. Who is causing this lag? I'm not here for it.
Miriam, can you put headphones in? Maybe that'll help. Oh, it's Steven?
Miriam, can you mute your output, like on your computer? Or at least put in headphones, that would be better because then you can actually hear us.
I can hear you. Everything's fine. I don't have headphones, but...
Okay, then just turn on your computer just a bit, if you don't mind, because it's causing a feedback loop, that's all. Hey, great work.
Hi.
Yay, Monica! Like on your computer, or at least put in headphones, that would be better because then you can actually hear us.
I can hear you. Everything's fine. I don't have headphones, but...
Okay, then just turn on your computer just a bit, if you don't mind, because it's causing a feedback loop. Hey, great work.
Hey. Marissa, are you gonna?
I'm here.
Marissa's here. Monica's here.
Hi.
Miriam
I might have been the one screwing up.
It's okay. We're all screwing up tonight. It's Halloween. These are the tricks.
I am trying to make things work, and it's not happening. But I will. Hi, thank you guys.
Hi, Monica.
Thank you guys. Great work.
Ow.
I will put this here. Here we go. We're getting there.
So we have a question. We have the feedback loop, but at least it's not 5 minutes.
We
behind.
can mute until it's our time to speak, maybe.
Hallelujah. You know what? Background. Switching it up.
I know what's happening. Okay.
Where's my... Because today at work I dressed as a unicorn.
This is live digital theater, by the way, folks.
Live!
Part of the joys of live digital theater.
Okay, so we have a question. The question is from Miriam, who is not here. Great.
Tell Miriam I'm the one that screwed up.
Okay.
It was all me. My projector was screwing everything up. So tell her to get back. It's not her fault.
Miriam, come back, please.
Come back. I screwed up.
The first question's for you. So while we wait for Miriam, I'm so sorry. Thank you guys for your patience while we figure this out. This is new for us, and we're, getting all the kinks out now. But while Miriam is coming in, hopefully, she comes back. But it'll give her time to think of an answer. But this is a question for Miriam and Olivia, who collaborated on her piece. What was the process for blocking the piece and getting those angles set? Hopefully she comes back. If not, we'll she's coming. Yay! So here she is. So if you could answer the question, Miriam, what was the process for the blocking the piece and getting those angles set? I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump in here again. Miriam, you're watching the feed. If you could go to the actual StreamYard window, you'll see it in real time. Because right now there's like a
Lol.
10-second delay.
God,
We're asking the
guys,
question.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So the process for filming and blocking this was fucking hard because online theater creation is fucking hard.
Amen.
But
Amen to
I
that.
am. Oh, I have to get out of YouTube.
Yes.
That's see,
That is
like
correct. This is 10 seconds into the future.
It's the lag. It's this lag,
That's
man.
amazing.
Wait, while we're yeah,
That's amazing.
it's the lag. Why don't we let Miriam get to StreamYard and let's ask like a different question? Do we have another question
please.
we can ask?
Another question, please.
Somebody asked who has been doing all the cover art because I'm loving them.
Yes, I saw that question too. You want to tackle that one, Marissa?
Ryan Bomarino has been doing the cover art. He's excellent at it. He should continue and never stop. And hit Ryan up if you need some awesome images yourself. He's really good at that. Yeah, we all kind of like say, is it A or B or C? And we're like, oh, A. It's definitely A or something like that. It's kind of a collaboration, but it's like Ryan puts it up there and out there. It's really good.
Ryan, Forever Bay.
There's another question. Can you make a one-time donation? I believe you can. I'm not quite sure how, but I'm sure you can make a one-time donation.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get a answer to that in the chat when we
Yes.
get that.
Yes.
Anton, do you want to take over for the questions?
Sure. I got them up.
Okay,
I got them up.
All right.
So
roll through them, baby.
Yeah. So then we're going to go right back to you because this question's for you, Marissa. What is the garment being danced in the hand in your video?
Oh, in the second part of the video when I'm dancing, it's Babette.
Knickers.
It's child's underwear.
It's knickers.
Yep.
Knickers. Great. Next question. So, how does your creative process change when you are making something digital? Anyone want to tackle that one? Well, we heard what Miriam had to say.
this is how I feel about digital creation. But I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I am very resistant to digital technology, film, myself on film, knowing that I need to close YouTube to not have an echo. Guys, I was born before the internet existed, so like, give me a break.
We're giving you all the breaks.
Should I answer the other question with this or
Sure.
yeah? Okay.
So yeah, for those that aren't seeing the question, the other part of the question because we can see it. The second part to this question is, what is your favorite thing about making digital theater or digital work? Anyone want to tackle that?
Go for it, Monica.
No, I was gonna kind of tackle the first one.
Yes, please.
Which is unlike Miriam. I was also born before the internet existed, but I had no friends, so I got very used to working in the digital world. I was the loser that went to computer camp. So I've always been really interested in the digital world, and I do like kind of work in it. So that as much as I do like theater, I that's not the issue. There's definitely just the issue of general connecting, that is missing sometimes with online creation. I mean, I do live stand-up comedy generally. Can you guys hear me? It's kind of echoing for me, but maybe just in my head because I'm losing my mind trapped indoors during the lockdown. But yeah, I do miss like the feedback between people and things like that, and that's definitely lacking. So that's an issue. But other than that, I don't really have like that part is not the frustration for me. So.
Like I'm just gonna slide in here like the snake I am. I feel that it's very tricky when it comes to digital or preparing for a digital performance, because when it's digital, if you don't give yourself deadlines, you tend to leave things to the last minute. Guilty. But yeah, it's like when you can do things from the comfort of your own home, when you don't have to go to the theater for a call time or rehearsal slot, it's kind of like time limit, like time is what? The only deadline you have is when you have to submit it. So if you don't, apply yourself accordingly, you end up having to do everything last minute. But that's also a blessing, is that you have time. It's not like when you sign onto a project and you got a week to learn your script, and you have to be off book, ready in the rehearsal hall, blocking memorized to go for the last half. It's like you have that freedom to like take your time and give care to the work, I guess. If you're that kind of person, or if you're like me who leaves things last minute, you find the time to do it. And I enjoyed this digital aspect because it was not stressful to have people like staring googly eyes, judging you in the theater room, like from the corner, like look at him knowing all his lines. It was great. So yeah. There's a question again from Marissa. This is just the most recent one, and I want to try and get to the recent ones as well. In your process, Marissa, how do you find the connection between your beats? Each one seems quite distinct and yet connected through a theme. Do you want your audience to follow a united thread, or experience each moment individually, or both? Does the question make sense? And this is from Josh Johnson.
Thank you, Josh. I don't really work with narratives so much, and it's funny because a lot of people want to put narrative on top of the work, and there's really nothing plot-based, I would say, that connects all of the parts of the work, which is what I like to do. I like to say, like, this is a part, this is a part, this is a part, and I leave it up to you to find the connection. Obviously, the music is the connector through the entire thing, and there is a female character through the entire thing, but how they're related to each other is really up to you, is up to the observer, the audience. I don't feel like I feel like what I hide is better than what I put out there. And so I like more questions than I like answers. So if there's anything about my work, I would say, especially with this one, like, if you have more questions than answers, well, good. That's what I like. I like ambiguity a little bit more. I like you to do a little bit of work as an audience member rather than me knocking you over the head with everything all the time.
Great art makes you question. And sometimes you don't get the answer, and that's beautiful too.
A shout out to my mom and my stepdad for watching right now. Hey.
Oh, come on, support. If we're doing shout out to my sister. I saw her in the comments. Hey, Karina, what's up? How are the twins? How's my nephew? Hope they're great. Hope you're eating good for that baby that's on the way. Ow. Let's get to another question. This is a question for anyone who wants to answer. How do you feel about your work being presented in video, permanent format, as opposed to live theater? ?
Specifically, I love theater that it's you present it and it's gone, right? And it lives in your memory, and that's what I love about it. And so I am more likely to use nudity and other forms of expression in live theater because it's not being filmed. There's no screenshots that can be taken. So I'm much more reserved, I think, as a digital artist than I am as a live artist.
Anybody else want to tackle this question? I'll jump in. I have a love-hate relationship, I guess, to this thing, because one thing is like, I'm a type of performer that, you know, enjoys the newness of having to do shows that are running, like to always like try and keep the work fresh and new, as opposed to when it's filmed. Once you film it, you can do 20,000 takes, but whatever you pick is what stays. And you know, the perfectionist in me, even though I thought it was perfect in the moment, I'm gonna watch it back and be like, oh, I should have done that differently, and I won't be able to because it's stuck. And the only way I can change it if I do it again and film it and then post it. So yeah, it's a love-hate relationship to it. But you know, a great thing about it is once it's done, you just leave it alone, and it is what it is. And again, the art isn't for you; it's for the people that watch it. So yeah.
Can I jump off that?
Yeah.
Because I think you saying that clarified something. Where like I feel like I do the art for me, and I don't get as much when it's filmed. So I feel resentful about that. Like what I get from being in a space with people who are connected to me, like physically, emotionally, intellectually, that's energy. And I can use that energy. I don't know yet what I get from filming my art and having people see it. It's very new for me too, but I think that's it's a really sticky point for me. Like I make art to have space for the emotions that I feel and to change my state. Right. And I don't know. I think the process of creating art for film can give that to me. Right. But yeah, I have a lot of questions right now about the process and the product and where they overlap for me and what judgments I have about them that I'm bringing to the work.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel I totally understand, you know, like that's why live theater is an experience in itself, right? And it's an experience for the audience, and it's an experience for the artist who is performing for that audience. And yeah, it's kind of different, you know, like, and that's why I said what I said, how the art is for the people viewing it and not for you. And that's how I make that association when it's filmed, because, you know, if you think about these blockbuster movies, you know, the actors, I guess they're doing it for that paycheck, but you know, they love when they're in the moment, they're in the moment. And then once it's done, once it's wrapped, it's for the viewer, and the viewer keeps that art alive and keeps it fresh. So yeah, it's like a little transition of energy. Like you kept all that energy for the filming, and then you give that energy to them, and they can just feel it whenever they want. They can go back to it, watch it 10,000 times if they want to. Yeah. And it's always going to be that energy that they get to experience that you created for them.
the biggest narcissist because I love the fact that it's there permanently. Like there's such great joy in that. It's like, well, now there's proof that I existed and that, you know, and like that I actually accomplished something.
Right. Right.
So
no, you're not.
That feels
you
very
are not
sorry.
a narcissist.
Okay,
No.
good.
No.
It feels very satisfying to me in that regard.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about how now lots of theater makers or artists are having to adapt to this online platform, because you have the people that are so experienced in filming things and presenting it, that it's like, oh yeah, great, I know what I'm doing, this is great. And then you have the people that are new, like Miriam and myself, who are trying to like, it's like we're like vampires in this garlic, or it's the cross. We're like, no, I don't know. I gotta go over there. That's where the blood is. That's where they is. They're underneath. They're in that church. I can see them. But that cross, I don't know. But I'm gonna try anyway. And then they flip that cross upside down and they walk on in. So we're in the process of flipping the cross upside down and getting into that church and just enjoying the digital world. Okay, this question keeps coming up, and I feel like, Marissa, you can answer both of these questions in one sweep. So the questions are, A, who did the soundscape for the trick or treat, and B, the set, who helped with the set design?
I did the soundscape. I did the set for the first part, the second part, and I had help from Jeroen Lindemann with the third part. Yeah.
Cool. I think we'll answer one more question because it just came up, and I think we'll leave it at that. And this is a question for Miriam. How to make the process more visible, transparent. Daphne, do you want to elaborate on that question? Because it was probably bouncing off of what you said, but how to make the process more visible and transparent. I guess it relates to filming, like the experience, the feeling that you have when you do live theater, how to transfer that to filming, I guess. How do you think you could do that? Maybe it's a cliffhanger question. I don't know. But if you feel you have an answer, feel free to answer that question.
Well, I'll answer in the way I heard it first, with like, how could we make this process more visible or transparent? And actually, that's something I've been doing this week. Speaking of deadlines, I'm really grateful for Free Falling for making our films due last Friday, because it gave me the opportunity to, like, my experience was we filmed it. I watched it. I was like, I'm a terrible actor and I hate my writing. I need to quit. And then I slept on it. And then this week I had like I walked into that church and I was like, whoa, I'm facing some things about myself. Interesting. So I shared some of that process on my Instagram stories and on Facebook, because I don't hear a lot of, I don't know, maybe I just haven't been as open with my process before. It's felt like unrelated, like theater is like a separate world that happens in a room, and I talk with the people in the room about the process. Whereas because film is already outward facing, it feels like this opportunity to engage people with like, hey, I made a thing and I hated it. And I'm gonna put it up anyway.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. So my goal for tonight was just to try and breathe through watching myself and give myself the same compassion that I do for everyone that I teach and everyone that I coach and all my colleagues, and just witness myself. And in actually seeing it, be able to be like, what am I doing? You know, like, not is it good, not like how do I look, not am I a good actor? Like, what am I doing? And I think I definitely breathed. So that mission was accomplished.
Party. And Daphne said it wasn't really an answer now, kind of just to think about it. Maybe, yeah. But here we did. We got to get a bit of peekaboo inside the mind of Miriam. You got it here first, here, Free Falling Monthly. And I said I was going to end on that question, but something really came up. And it was also a question for myself because I also missed it. So this is Marissa, back to you again. So there was like some text in the last frame. It was like a really, boop, boop. We missed it. So do you remember what that little last bit of text was?
No.
In your epilogue? No?
I don't remember.
Well,
you're just probably going to have to subscribe to Free Falling Monthly on YouTube and watch it again and figure it out.
Might drop. Yeah. Well, how are the artists feeling about this Q&A?
I like this. This is fun.
Yeah.
I actually like being in the same room as the other artists. It's like the green room, but it's also like the on stage chat kind of thing.
Right.
And then we're gonna like break and I don't know, like decompress
So, yeah.
after. This is nice. And Anton, thank you for hosting again.
Yeah,
this
it was great.
Wonderful.
It was
You're a great host.
You really
You're
are.
a beautiful host.
Amazing energy.
Tell them at us. Tell every theater festival awards. Let them know I'm an amazing host. You heard it here first.
Ooh.
I'm an amazing host. Make it happen. I'm kidding. But thank you. I love to host, and you know, I love to give my energy. I got so much energy. My roommates have had enough of it, so I'm glad I can share it with the viewers at your homes or on the bus or in the car. You know, it's a little too loud. But yeah, this was a great free falling. Wasn't the most spookiest, but hey, you got to see some art for free. Speaking about free, you can freely donate to support the artists and
let me
to
put
the
that
women's
link
shelter.
up there again.
Got the link up now. And if you want to be a part of this beautiful family here at Free Falling, you can always sign up for November. I'd like to thank Steven for being here.
Thank you,
managing,
Steven.
clicking, making sure these clips are up and lined up and great. Thank you, Marissa, for keeping that chat lit. Ryan Bomarito, Forever Bay. Thank you. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you, Anton. I thank myself for the permissions. And thank you at your homes for tuning in. And please, please, please spread the word. We happen every Friday of every last Friday of every month. Tongue twister. So tune in again. Who knows? I might sign up again. You never know. You might see all of our faces again and more. So if you like our faces, tune in again next month. Yeah. We on stolen land. Never forget that. We on stolen land. Appreciate. Black Lives Matter. Indigenous Lives Matter. Lives matter, period. And I love you. God loves you. Whatever you worship loves you. Happy Halloween. Get your candy. Get the good grubs. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Love you. Bye.